I'm doing better.
All right.
Thank you.
Hey everyone, welcome to New York Red Bulls post-match media availability. We're joined by New York Red Bulls head coach Troy Lesesne. As always, please raise your hand and direct it towards me, and I will call yes, coach question. First thing I saw was James Burrell. James, you have the floor.
Thanks, Coach. I think it's a couple games in a row now where in the second half maybe you took your foot off the gas. Is there something you maybe attribute that to, and what's maybe causing that in these past two matches?
Yeah, I can only say that New England, when they go down a man, I don't think that we, respond well enough at that point. I think we started the second half extremely well. We scored 2 goals in the second half, so I can't say that second half performances are poor. I would say today it wasn't good enough in the second half. I thought we started it well again, but maybe a little bit of it is fatigue potentially. We're thin right now. I think we all understand that. But credit to Cincinnati as well. Have to give them credit. And credit to New England the other night. The game, they have to go for the game. They're down a goal, and they do that. And we don't adjust as well as they adjust. And so I just told the team that I take the first, layer of responsibility and accountability for that, not to absolve them from any of their responsibility, but I look at myself first. So we need to correct that going into Salt Lake.
Next, we go to Daniel Florency.
Troy, why is Cincinnati such a tough opponent? They seem to be just as good as you guys are. They just find a way to steal a point. Now they stole all 3.
Very well coached, and I'd like to send my thoughts and condolences to Pat Noonan and his family. He wasn't here tonight, and he's dealing with a family issue himself right now. And guess what? Dominic Kinnear is his assistant coach, and I think he's done extremely well in this league. Maybe won a couple championships. So very well coached. A lot of talent in their roster, even when they're down a couple guys themselves. They have a lot of quality players with a lot of experience, and I think they were able to make some adjustments that maybe we weren't able to make, to continue to push the game like we were pushing the game in the first half. So they're a good side. They're at the top of the conference for a reason.
Next, we go to Daniel Reben.
How you doing, Coach? Around the 64th minute, you brought on Matthew Nocita. Could you just talk to us about the decision to go to a 3 at the back formation and how you guys kind of adjusted to going to 3 at the back?
Yeah, I thought it actually worked quite well in the beginning, and I think that we started to kind of come back into the game a little bit more. They had 3 players up front a little bit more clearly than they had, 2 in the first half. And from that point, we got back into the game a little bit, but then I think our pressure kind of dropped off, and the first ball fight wasn't quite as strong, and certainly the second ball fight, they were on the jump, winning a lot of those moments. So, I think the adjustment at that stage worked in the beginning, but maybe not, throughout the rest of the match, unfortunately.
Next, we go to Joe Paterno.
Troy, what did you see from Hassan tonight against a guy like Acosta?
Yeah, I thought Hassan, until he got fatigued, I thought Hassan had a very good night. I really do. And I think he's grown in incredible ways. Development over the course of this year is so impressive. I think he's up to close to double-digit starts now in the year, close. And that's a guy that, he's with the club a long time ago and made a couple moves and had to work his way back into a first-team situation. I'm proud of him. I'm really proud of the minutes that he played tonight. And now he's, gonna get a little bit fitter and hopefully be able to go 90 minutes.
There seemed to be a little bit of hesitancy around the Cincinnati box, maybe in the final third. Did you see any of that? And is there a frustration level, perhaps?
I think in the first half, maybe so. Maybe in the first half. I think we could have created more clear-cut opportunities, and we didn't do that in the first half. And then the second half, I just think that they're, again, give Cincinnati credit. They pushed the game more than we did. And when the moment came to, potentially make a play in the second half, even when the game started to be a little bit more stretched and we were in transition, we just didn't have the quality and the execution we needed.
Next, we go to Michael Batista.
Coach, could you talk more about how much the loss of Andres Reyes was felt tonight? Felt like many of Cincinnati's chances and many of the plays went through the spot you normally played.
Yeah, anytime you're missing a player like Andres, it certainly is influential in how we play. That said, again, Hassan and Sean for large parts of that game showed up extremely well for us. I think the difference is if you're able to start, Andres or start Hassan, let's say, and you're able to bring on, a guy like Andres, that gives you, more power to win the game. And I'm really happy with Matt Nocita to get an appearance tonight. But that's his first MLS appearance. His only other appearance with the first team was in the Open Cup for Cincinnati. So, that's not an easy position to be in with your first match going against Santos and Acosta late in the game.
We have time for 2 more questions. The coach first go to Daniel Reben.
How you doing again, Coach? Obviously, you said fatigue kind of hit you guys late in the game. Just talk through your discussions with the staff after they got their first goal when you brought on Peter Straub, not to bring on any other guys for other fresh legs into the game.
Yeah, it was a discussion. I thought, Omir, Luquinhas, they put in a ton in the game. Dante, potentially those guys could have been changed, but those are also guys that have produced goals for us this year or created goals for us this year. So consistently. So we wanted to, let those guys try to get us back into the game and maybe find the second goal.
We have time for one more question. If anybody has one, to Garrett.
Once with a loss like this, you simply don't have time to commiserate. You're going to be taking a flight to Utah, playing with a team that you rarely win up there. So what will be the message and the big takeaway after this match to make sure that you guys can stay on the front foot going against a very team that's really flying right now?
Yeah, just try to get together tomorrow, make sure that we reset mentally, physically, try to understand what happened tonight in the second half and make sure that we improve on that, but not dwell on it. We have to move forward very quickly against a team that, like you said, is in very good form, especially at their place at altitude. So those are all factors. But I look at tonight's performance, and we're playing against the top team in the league. They're missing players. We're missing a lot of players, and the difference in the game is marginal. But those margins are very fine, and that's something that we have to shore up going into Salt Lake this weekend.
Coach, thank you for your time. We appreciate you joining us. Everyone.